I want to introduce Anne Barrante to you guys. And I'm going to tell you how I know her, and then I'm going to read you her bio because I want you guys to really just see the amazing leader on this call. She trained at Celebration. For those of you that don't know, I have seen her, I think, every event I've gone to. I mean, not only is she just a knockout with this amazing body, but she just has high energy, the greatest smile. I mean, she will seek people out to run and jump and give you a hug and just lifts the energy up. And I think just embodies our isogenics culture in so many ways. But prior to her success with Isogenics, she was a fitness instructor and clinical scientist. So it's no surprise that when she was introduced to the product, she took a deep dive into the science, and that's why she feels so amazing. She was impressed by what she found and became excited, so excited that she quickly began telling people all about it. She has no previous network marketing experience, just a passion for healthy living and an even greater passion for helping others on their well being journey. So, of course, she's built an amazing isogenics business. This wife and mother holds certifications in personal training, laughter yoga, and holistic nutrition. Over the past 11 years, she's become a top income earner, is consistently a top enroller, and she has earned many awards, such as Spirit of Isogenics, Global Top Achievers, Top 100 Business, and she is a Legacy Club member. So I want you guys to be so excited that we have 5-star Golden Circle, 1-star Crystal Executive, and on the call. But when I tell you guys, if you're not following her on TikTok, follow her on TikTok. You will learn so many things. She has just the best energy, so fun. And when I tell you, this girl is like comfortable on the camera, but I love that she's so real and raw because she's not always like dolled and glitch. She just is showing who she is, authentic in and out. A couple times I went back to message her to do our team call. I was like, oh my gosh, when she's like messaged me for a few things, I get like these little not voice texts, I get video texts, and they're just so personable. And you can tell why she has such trust and such following because she's really, really building great relationships with people within our company, with around the world, in the health and wellness space. And it's just a treat. So, Anne, I want to welcome you. Will you just start by kind of introducing yourself, your story, a little bit about how you came around with Isogenics, why you're here 11 years later? Let people who don't know you get to know you a little bit.
Well, thank you. And I see a lot of familiar faces. So I just right out of the gate, I just love our community. I mean, so many of you, I just went, mm. So, all right. So that's my story. That's pretty impressive, right? But really, just like all of you, I started for the products, for most of you anyhow. And I really was skeptical again, but something just said, pay attention, right? And so I always think about the woman that introduced me. She didn't really know me well. And one of the things I'll always remember, she kind of talked about the personalities, like, am I a blue? I don't know if you guys study the personalities, right? Are you a blue, a yellow, a red, a white? And when she talked about isogenics to me way back then, she touched on all those things. She didn't know that I was the nerdy scientist. She only saw me dropping the kids off and getting back in the car, but she handed me a CD. She said, you can make $1 million, which we shouldn't do, but whatever. She said that to me. So I was like, oh, money. Right. She just kind of touched on everything. So when I got started, absolutely not into network marketing. Never. No, hard no. Told her it was crap. See you later. But, for other reasons, I decided to give it the old, 30-day trial, called Isogenics, made sure I could return on day 28. One of those, right? Like called the company, needed the number. And so I got started. And I believe like the universe and God and all the things, and there was timing to it because I don't have a real weight loss story, but people came up to me and said, could you help me lose weight? It was really weird. And so I just organically started sharing right out of the gate 11 and a half years ago. Times were different, at least for me. Cell phones were not what they are now, Zoom and all the thing. Right away, I started with three-way calls because I had no freaking clue about these products. I just knew that I liked them and they were interesting to me. And I met some woman on a three-way call and just said, her name is Jill. She's going to help us. Here you go. So the point of that story is master the freaking mundane. What your leaders tell you, what you guys like, it hasn't changed. It hasn't changed. So that's a little bit how I got started quite organically. And then from the outside, looking in, you would think, oh, Anne's, she's good. She's relatively in shape. She's got a good job. She has 3 kids, just all the things that people might see. What they didn't know is that I was really suffering. I was suffering because I wasn't fulfilled in my career. I get emotional whenever I talk about it. I drove to work just thinking it was just toxic. It wasn't a place for me anymore. I outgrew the people I was with, but what would I do? Right? What would I do? And I felt stuck like so many people do. And you know what? We got bought out. Our company got bought out, and my husband said, honey, why don't you try that isogenics thing? I said, oh gosh, I don't want to do network marketing. That is so dumb. I hate that I say that, but I said it. And because I was shown all those things in the beginning, the science, right? The community. I went to events because my leader said, go. I went. I didn't even like them. I left the room, but I did all the things that she told me to do. And they all stayed with me. And then I just started really sharing about 2.5 years in is when I really started taking this seriously. So that's really about my beginning. And I will say, Lauren, right then and there, social media was just coming about. So that was 2012 for those of you that have been around here a while. And that's when we could post and everybody would say, I want what you have. We'd do a transformation and people would enroll, right? And right out of the beginning, I knew that I had no clue on social media. So I hired a social media coach back then to teach me. And one of my first enrollments was from Australia. How's that? So I always believed in social media just because I knew it would change my reach. And just remember that I was 25 years infectious disease. You know, you see those things on like TV where everybody's garbed up and all the things. That was me.
Oh my gosh, can you guys even just imagine, like from that career to this career? I mean, both sides of it. You know, it's like Josh Plant, he went from the NIH, you know, to here, and you're still making such a difference. So I wanted, I had asked Anne to be on the call. I wanted her to talk a little bit about what she did then, and the kind of what she's doing now. But I really want her to just kind of talk a lot about her success on TikTok. And on average, how many people are you enrolling a month right now? Average.
30.
So, I mean, just think about that. You guys think about what her pibs were like with the 30% and kind of where they were coming from. So, when you started early on and you knew nothing about social media, you hired this social media coach, and it's true. I mean, I remember seeing a post that Kelly Dickerhoof had done right after her initial 9 day, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, my skinny jeans are now too big." And like, I mean, Janie said she had like, you know, 50 enrollments or something crazy from it, from like one post, and that had changed. And now people are not going on social media to buy things. They don't want to be sold. However, most of the things we buy, it's still because we saw it on social media, right? But it's, you see it in the lifestyle, and it creates that curiosity. And you know, I talk about this so often on the calls right now, all this baby jargon that I'm buying because I knew nothing about it, and all of my friends that have kids are already like teenagers, you know, and so I feel like I'm in this like bubble by myself of a new mom that none of my friends are. And Instagram is like my go-to. I mean, if you look at my stories, I just bought this popsicle thing that has frozen breast milk in it. My friend's like, that didn't even exist. I'm like, well, someone on Instagram told me about it, right? So I'm telling you this because we see things, we get curious about it, but it wasn't like a link here to buy or here's your discount. But I was like, ooh, that looks like fun. Adonis would like that. So I buy it, especially in the middle of the night. And so I wanted Anne kind of specifically to talk about what she's doing on TikTok and how she's creating so much curiosity in this brand with her enrollments. And I have a few other questions. So I'm going to let you just kind of run with that and where you started doing it. I mean, if you guys go look at her page, I mean, some of her videos, I would say on the low end, have 3 to 10,000 views. Some of them have over 1 million. And she goes trending sometimes, things that she does. So talk to us about where you're getting your content, how you went on there, how you found this niche, and how you take those followers to enrollment calls.
Okay, so the truth of the matter is it's ignorance on fire. That is really the truth. And when I started, you know, so here we all are on Facebook, right? And then I never even looked at Instagram. I just wasn't interested in it. I didn't feel like I was connected to it. So right out there, I want you to think about where are you authentically connecting? I just didn't feel at the time I didn't like Instagram. So I stayed primarily on Facebook, right? And I don't love Facebook like I used to. The only good thing about Facebook is you can control your friends. So you can go into groups, you can do all those things. And there is something still to be said about Facebook, right? And we still have our groups and all the things. So I didn't pay attention to Instagram. And then I hear about this TikTok thing. So I'm really like speeding up like 8 years in my journey. I've always been consistent on social media. Always, always. I don't even know what I'm doing. I don't follow any form. I don't do 10-4-1. So TikTok, I hear about for about a year, and I have 3 kids. And they said, you will not go on TikTok. That is like mortifying. And I was like, okay. Well, about a year in, I'm like, I'm freaking going on that TikTok. So I went on and I posted a picture of like a bear. Okay. I didn't know what to post. I didn't even know. I can give you some tips now if you're not over there. And I just decided that I was going to go and do 3 videos a day on TikTok. Three, three every freaking day consistently for a year. That was what I decided. And honestly, I didn't even know what I know now. So they were random. They were dumb. There was a waterfall. Then there was a tree. There was my shoes. Ignorance on fire. No action is not going to change anything. So I just started. And what I saw was when I did a fitness video, because that's true to me, authentic to me, I kind of got some hits on it. Okay. So I'm a personal trainer, I'm in a fitness, whatever. You don't have to do that. You can do anything. If you love to cook or you have the baby thing, you guys all have a niche. I'm just none of those. And so I just started being consistent. What I find on social media, and I'm going to be really, really transparent, is people post with their ego. I cannot stand, no offense. It's okay to be dressed up and it's okay to look gorgeous. And I love Anne and I love Holly. I'm like those two ladies, but they also show their authentic selves. I love that. I'm the rare girl that gets dressed up and I get 100 people saying, wow, you look nice today. I'm like, that means I need to take, better pictures. But I wanted to be authentic to me and I wanted to add value. And when I look at social media where I started and where I am now, there's too many people selling all the time instead of sharing. People still they don't want to be sold to. So back to TikTok, I just organically started sharing right away on TikTok. I chose my hashtags and I started to notice the trend with no training. When would I get a lot? When would I not get a lot? If I post a video outside of what I thought I was good at, people still don't follow me. So if I do travel, they don't look at it. If I do my kids, they don't like it. They want to know Ann and fitness and nutrition. So if you are to go over to TikTok, whatever you start with, whatever your branding is going to be, whether it's makeup, hair, working out, I don't know, home projects, gluten-free recipes, whatever, hair, anything funny, you've got to stay in that marketplace. I definitely think that's important. And I just started sharing. And what I did is in the beginning, TikTok, you can't message anybody. I don't know if it's changed, but when I started, I couldn't message anybody. So I made a video like on a try release or something. People started asking me for the protein. I had no way to connect with them. I'm like, okay, what do I do now? I literally didn't know, but I'm like, I'm going to figure this out. Everything's figure outable. I'm going to figure it out. So I would say on my TikTok video, okay, guys, I am so new on TikTok. I don't know what I'm doing. If you want to talk to me, find me on Instagram or Facebook. That's all I said. I don't know how to share a link. Guys, I don't know all the things. I just knew that somehow somebody would reach me if they wanted to. Well, lo and behold, my Instagram following went from 2,000 to 4,000 to 8,000 within like a month to 40,000. My kids are like, you're buying followers. I don't even know you could do that. To 80,000. Like it just kept growing. The same thing happened on TikTok. I had 900 messages on Facebook. 900. I had like 3,000 friend requests. I can't take any more over on Facebook. So my point is, I didn't have all the things. I didn't know all the things, but I knew to use freaking hashtags, be consistent, and draw them into Instagram where I could have a conversation. Now in TikTok, you can have conversations, but at the time you couldn't. I still don't love the platform, but anyhow, you can use it, but be consistent. And so I just would have a conversation. And any single person that messages me, I never verbal vomit. I'll say, hey, Anne. Hey, Tinsley. Thanks so much for connecting here. You guys probably all know this. Tell me a little bit about you. Even if they ask me, oh my gosh, what's that collagen? What's that protein? What's that whatever? Hey, thanks for connecting with me. Yeah, totally love that protein. Tell me a little bit about you. What's going on? Why are we like I don't jump right into the content. And so it's just the consistency. It's the consistency, right? And you can do a shorter video, you can do a longer video, but I think you have to figure out what makes you excited. Like Anne and her clothes. I mean, I watch her. I watch her all the time. I watch her and Holly 20. I think it's great. And I just do because they're authentic in who they are. So you don't have to be a trainer and you don't have to be anything else in who you are, but you have to be consistent with it.
Okay, I love that. So, I am not a TikTok person yet. I'm getting inspired the longer that we're on this. And I also am not a real person. So when I loved Facebook, and Facebook to me, like, because it was linear and there was groups and so organized. I'm so like type A was like my jam. And then I watch Erica Rothenberger, who's so creative and so clever with her reels and the music. I'm like, dang, I'm so glad she tags me in all of these because I have absolutely no idea what the heck she's doing. I really don't. Like, I spent time with her. I'm like, show me what you did, and I can't. I feel like I'm 80 years old. I have no idea how she does what she does. So I always was like, I'm not doing TikTok because you really got to sing and dance, and that's how it was. You guys, if you haven't been over in there a while, exactly what Anna's was saying about finding your lane, it has changed a lot. It's still a video platform, but it's not all dancing. It's not all like silly like things to music routines that like I used to see like these mom and daughters like kind of do. That there are people that you can follow, and they're when she's saying stay in her lane, where she has reached this kind of menopausal, perimenopausal age, but a lot of value. So she's not just product pitching in there. Yes, she drips them in, but she shows ways to do workouts if you have injuries, the importance of blood sugar stability, adrenal health things. And I'm just saying, like, when I've skimmed it of what she's doing, that people trust her, that then she's built credibility that when she does talk about a product, they go, okay, it must work, right? And she kind of looks the part. So if you're thinking about that and you're like, if you reach everybody, if you're attempting to reach everybody, you reach nobody, right? Where she knows her market. The same way that people that follow Anne and Holly with the glam and the glitz are probably not going to follow me. Like, I don't wear makeup ever anymore, and like it's totally different. So where can we step in to do it? That whether it's Instagram, whether it's Facebook, whether it's Threads, which is actually somewhere I'm spending time right now because that's new and like, I'm getting new engagement. It's like, who do you want to reach, right? Like, that's the ideal client market that I talked about. And then what is it that you're saying that gets them of interest? What are you giving, right? You give before you can get. So you're adding that value. Then the consistency. She said every day for a year. So it's not like she just posts once a month or like, oh, sometimes I do it here. Sometimes she's like constantly doing it. So one of the questions I want to ask you is, Anne, have you noticed if it makes a difference of the time of day for you? And then you said earlier on, there was no way for people to reach out to you. Today, what does the conversion look like? Or what does that step by step from you posting a workout video to then people reaching out to you getting this enrollments? Walk us through exactly what you do.
So I can't keep up with that. That's the truth. I am afraid to talk about try release because I have 8,000 messages. I guess it's a good problem to have. So so here's, and I'm training in Dallas on this, guys. So they're like, I said, guys, like, really, I'm just ignorance on fire. I just do the do. I have no times. I have no rhyme or reason. There is nothing strategic about what I do, except I'm consistent. I can't, like, I look at Erica, I'm like, how did she do that? She smacks the screen and she's got a different outfit on. That would take me a day, like a day, seriously. And I love that. I can't do that. So don't even try to do that if you can't do that. I mean, I love it. It's like amazing. I watched all the time. Believe me, you guys know who
I
anyhow.
watch them too. I watch them and then I'm so frustrated that I don't know what happened, but I watch it again just to remind myself that I still don't know what just happened.
Right. And so you know what? Like, so you have to, like, my thing is, and I don't want to say dumb it down, but dumb it down. Like, seriously, if I can do it, anybody can. It's just creating the content that you're excited about. So for me, the conversion rate is pretty high. Okay, and here's the other thing we do, and Jessica, I think it was you, PVC 1, 2, 3, picture video cart, page video cart. I always get people to go to I have it in my boards. Hey, Jessica, I noticed you commented on my collagen story. I have a group that's all about collagen on Facebook. If you're there and you want to check it out, here's the link. Boom. I also have a free fitness group on Facebook. I started a lifetime ago. It has like 700 workouts in there. So I'm constantly trying to add that free value. What I'm doing this month, I can't have anybody else do this with me, but I'm doing a book club, Forever Strong. Okay. I did Dr. Paul Arciero 2 years ago. So I'm trying to see how I can add value. Cause guess what? I got to outsmart everybody because everybody's doing the shit I'm doing. So I got to up level it. Right. And you don't have to be the expert, but you have to be with the expert. So, I mean, Lauren, I forgot your question. What did you actually
If
ask
there was
me?
a time of day, and then what do you do from like when they're interested to actually get it on the enrollment? Like, if
It's
I
very
watched the
easy.
video and I'm like, tell me, how do I get the try release? And are you just sending a link out for a product? Are you talking to them to getting them to be qualifying orders? Like, what does that look like?
I really can't stand just selling a product. And so I have to be careful because this morning I did a try release video and I have like 85 messages about stinking try release. I don't want to sell a product. Okay. I know I don't. So what I do is ask the questions. And so I really use PVC and I use it consistently. It's in all my boards. It's unique to me and it's literally the same. So you say, hey, what's that thing you're drinking this morning? It's my PVC. Hey, Lauren, thanks so much for reaching out. I hope that you can see this message. I know sometimes I land up in your spam box. I pretty much say that every time. I think you're referencing the try release. Is that correct? Are you, I ask a couple questions. I get a conversation going, and then I try to direct them to, well, you know what? Matter of fact, I help women like you. Once I know what they're talking about, I help women like you with something called protein pacing. Would you be open to learning a little bit more about what I do? Yes or no? And so I try to get them into a system. Pretty much always, it doesn't always work. Sometimes they just want information, but I definitely follow my PVC. I find that when I go off of that and I start to talk too much, I lose the sale. It's too much talking. So it's really just that tennis match, right? You say two sentences, I say two sentences. You tell me one thing, I tell you one thing. If you ask me one question and I tell you 18 things, you are lost. So I try to match that energy. Eventually, I will close them. And what I do if they're not interested or like, oh, I need something different. Hey, no problem. Would you like to be in my wellness group? We talk a lot, about things about isogenics, but we also give great content over there. We have a great community of women. Here's the link. I say, do you want the link? Here's the link. Check it out. Here's the link. Check it out. I never ask for permission. It's always included. But my conversion rate is relatively high. Here's the thing. It's easy to do and it's easy not to do. Once you get the PVC down, you just repeat it. Master the mundane. Master the mundane. And you can't always sell the product. You've got to talk about other things you love. People don't
So
want to be
then
sold.
after you have these enrollments, you know, get a slew of enrollments that are coming in. What is your step for then developing them? Like doing the 1, 2, 3, like to be able to find business builders, to take, people that came in for a try release to then get the next consultant, next manager. What does that process look like for you?
You know what, for me, it's still the same. It's about having them have great results. It's talking about the community. It's talking about the opportunity. And here's the thing. I'm a scientist. I'm a nerd. I'm all the things. I was afraid to talk about the opportunity until about 2 years ago. So not afraid, maybe uncomfortable. I felt weird for whatever reason. And I look at the opportunity, I look at the community and I think, get out of your own way. Like if you fumble, if you bumble, if you think you suck at it, whatever it is, do it anyhow. Because I feel like there's so much to offer here. So I now finally have grown the belief in myself. I mean, even though I'm a top earner, it still took me time to feel confident, and that's okay.
Okay, so this was your only company. You have no network marketing experience. You started just like a few months before Jeff and me, which is cool that we've all been on this journey. But now, like having this massive following, knowing you could have success anywhere, what are the things for you personally that make Isogenics your home? That you're like, this is it. I won't go anywhere. This is why I love this company so much.
Oh, well, there's a lot. But number one is the community. I think I love the people that have stayed around. I think that we're more cohesive than we've ever been. And I think it's priceless. It's a gift and it's authentic. It's beautiful. I love the science. I love the innovation of isogenics. I love where we're headed. I love the simplicity. I love the compensation plan. Let's be honest. I love it. I love that I can work from anywhere. So there's just so many things. I would never leave. I will never leave. I'm not attracted to anything else. I mean, the grass isn't greener. So I just, I'm proud of this company. I'm proud of the integrity we have, and I'm proud of everybody that shows up and so graciously shares with each other.
Oh my gosh, you like give me goosebumps with that. I feel that every single cell in my body. I'm in some of these new mom groups and I can't even tell you how many times I get these really, really bad messages right now. That's just like the hype show, but it's like, we're here and we're making all this bling and blah, blah. And I just think like, A, you're not. And B, I'm like, how do you put your head down at night? Like, how do you sleep good thinking what you're doing? And here, where our income is a direct result of the impact we are making. I mean, we sleep so good knowing that we are making just a really, really big difference in people's lives, physically, financially, emotionally. And I love that you said that. I mean, you are such a testament to this. So I'm gonna, I want to take the call back and let you go on your merry way because I know I threw this on you. But
I
before we
want to
do,
give a tip. I want
oh
to give
yeah,
a
I was
tip.
gonna say, I want
Okay.
any final thoughts, anything right now, your tip for 2024, like that I haven't asked you, and then you guys stay on so I can just catch up with the February frenzy stuff with you.
Sure. So I'm going to be training in Dallas. So you guys are getting the information right here. But when you look at your posts, a couple things I want you to think. If you're using social media, just evaluate yourself. Not like, don't be hard on yourself. Just look at your posts. Are you Are you like showing up? Are you too much? Are you too little? Are you hiding? Are you not talking about isogenics? I mean, would you be attracted to you? Right? Would you on and then the other thing I would say is I'm going to talk about the 4 E's. I'm probably going to train all over the US in this one. The 4 E's for your posts. Are they emotional? Are they engaging? Are they educational? And are they entertaining? So if you were to look at your posts, and sometimes you're going to get stuck on one, like sometimes I go, oh, well, I've been talking too much about myself, but educational. Everyone here has something to teach me. Everyone. It could be, I can name a bazillion things we do as women. We do a lot, whether we use like, are you ready? Special breadcrumbs or special shampoo or something we don't like. Something, anything's educational. Maybe you're a cook or the baby thing. Like whatever. We all have educational things that we have, whether, you don't have to have a big degree. Don't make it feel like oh, I don't know what value I have. Yes, you all have value. We're all women. We all do a lot of things. So are your posts educational? Are they entertaining? Once in a while, is there something funny that happens? Make fun of yourself, right? Ladies that were in Costa Rica when we were, okay, dying, make fun of yourself. It's okay. Laugh at yourself, right? Are they emotional? Like your baby is emotional to me. It draws emotion. So anything that's emotional to you, whether it be a sunrise, a sunset, a picture. I love when Anne posts her and her husband because they're so cute. Like anything that elicit your pet, right? Anything that's emotional to you. And what did I say? So, and then educational, emotional, engage, and educational, entertaining, emotional, engaging, whichever one I forgot. And you just want to focus on those 4 E's, really, consistently. So if you can't post 4 times a day and you can't make all those videos, it's okay. The other thing I get asked is, Ian, can I take my content from TikTok to Instagram to Facebook? Can I use the same video? In my opinion, no. That's what I'm going to tell you. I can make the same video 3 times with the same content, but every platform is a little different. I feel like I can sell a little bit more boldly on TikTok. You can be almost a little obnoxious over there. I feel like Instagram is a little bit of a blend. And I feel like Facebook, you got to be friendly and, like not so salesy over there. So I feel like I can use the same message, but for me personally, I like to have it be a slightly different tone. That's what I find. So you the 4 E's as you look at your Facebook or you look at your Instagram, and same thing in your stories, right? If you're going to do stories, you kind of do 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a boom, like a product post. If you do, so try to throw some product in there. I think it's Whitney Beers that does a lot when she's putting on her cream or she does all the things, right? Use your products as you're doing something else. That's also a great tip.
So good. You guys, will you put some love in the chat, telling them how amazing she is? We can't wait to see her and the ways to authentically share the product. I love what you're just saying right now, though. Not to do the exact same post across all the platforms and recognizing how different those are and the audience that's on them and how to take the content but just tweak it. You guys, I will tell you, because I have noticed when I go Instagram to Facebook or vice versa, now that they're linked with Meta, the engagement is way down. And I just for fun the other day, I Googled, and I did not Google, I chat GPT, Google's my thing. And I said, write me a post. And I did the example of it. I haven't even done this yet, but I wanted to see for TikTok, for Instagram, no, it's not TikTok, for Facebook, for LinkedIn and Instagram, and tailor it to each platform. And I was blown away how different it looked. Like it made the same thing, but like different emojis, different words, like exactly what Anna's saying. And that was just from ChatGPT. So once you obviously have like your own authentic stuff in there, I think it's really, really important to know, and that time and effort to put in. I mean, if you were to do this, and I think it was so aligned with everything we're talking about with February Friends, just imagine how different your business would look. I mean, if Anne's saying she literally has more leads than time, right? Like 85 messages, like whatever that is, that she's getting 30 enrollments in a month. If you guys are too busy for TikTok, but you don't have 30 enrollments in a year, like time to do something different. I think if you want something different, you have to do something different. And I will tell you, you've inspired me so much. And for years and years, I've been like, I'm not doing that. I don't wear makeup. I'm not comfortable with, I don't have the right body, like all the noise that comes up. And at the end of the day, when you can focus on what you can give to other people and the value that we have, and we all have our unique traits and gifts. And because of that, you're so rewarded. I think it's really something that we all should challenge ourselves to do more of. So thank you so much. I don't know who's going to see you in Dallas, but we're grateful for you and huge, huge hugs. You guys give her some love and you guys stay on for just a minute.
All
I
right.
am.
Thank
And
you,
you're welcome to stay
everybody.
on too. We're just gonna do some
That's
other
all
stuff. I
right.
don't want to honor your
Go to
time for
bed.
shooting
I'm done,
profit.
guys. All right. Take care, everybody. Hope that was of value. Thank you.
It was amazing. Bye, doll. You guys, she's so sweet. Literally, I was laughing because when I saw her in Orlando and just trying to coordinate for her to do it, and it kind of fell through the cracks. And then with Jess and I alternating, and she's like, "Well, when can you do it?" And I was like, "I gave tonight's later, like the 12th." So she goes, "Like tonight, like in like 11 and a half hours?" And I was like, "Yeah." She was like, "Okay, I'm good." I was like, you just, when people are in momentum and excitement, they just stay with it. I wanted to acknowledge you guys. I'm so sorry that I missed it ahead of time with the recognition. Holly brought it to our attention, but Yvette, brand new crystal director, you guys, huge, huge, huge. That's, I mean, the second highest level of leadership in our company. And so I'm sorry that we didn't say it before. Yvette Morgan is the rock star that went crystal director. So just a few team announcements, you guys. If you're not reading Leaders in the Loop, and I know that we get them posted in Team Win and Dreamers in Action, and some of you that are paid as consultant get that direct message to you. But take the time to understand what's happening, and then share with some of your downline members of kind of what's happening. I had a girl today who was gonna place an order basically underneath her husband, and she's like, "Yeah, I get the 30% PIB, right?" And I was like, "No, that ended yesterday," And we just want to make sure that we're talking to people and keeping them in the loop. So if you don't know, the team builder bonus is getting better for the February commission month. So that starts today, January 29th through February 25th. You can earn up to 50% more in the team builders bonus. So for example, if you earn 500 in the team builder bonus for the customer's order placed in days 1 through 90, you will be paid 1.5 times that amount. So now your bonus will be $750. So we are really, really, really rewarding for PET growth. And so look at what you did in January and just be super excited for what's in February. You have to be paid as consultant to earn in that, but managers and above earn for more, and there's even a higher percentage for people paid as executive. The masterclass details are out, so that's what Anne was talking about, what's happening in Dallas. The trainers are out 16th and 17th of February, from personal development to business building tips. There's going to be product science. It'll be incredible. You can register in your back office. And then the Welcome Home Challenge is in full range right now. The top 100 businesses with the team business builders from January 1st to March 31st will win. I saw myself on that list today. I saw Jessica Rigner on there. I saw Holly. I saw Anne. I saw Erica. I mean, there was like quite a few names on there. I was like going through. I was like, whoop, whoop. That'll be so, so, so fun. So the Welcome Home Challenge, you get to see our headquarters, learn the history, spend some time with corporate. It's honestly one of the very best things. And we'll just build your belief when you get to go to the Willy Wonka of nutrition headquarters, which is what I call isogenics, that I hope you guys are really going for that. And just to kind of close with you, did you have something you want to say, Jess? Oh, I thought she was like raising her hand. I was like, okay. So February frenzy. We talked about this briefly at the end of last night's call. We're going to keep talking about it. We went to Orlando. One of the sales trainers was talking about momentum and just getting a lot of people doing a little bit and what that compound effect is like in our business, right? And so Erica, her brilliant creative side kind of came with some of the other leaders there and said, let's do this February frenzy. And the commitment, the challenge, the goal, you guys, is for February, 29 days in this month to commit to one enrollment call a day. So Anne is like out of time, right? Like that's like the Anne that just got off the call. That's like raising the bar, but just one a day, which means you might have to do a few more prospecting messages. You might have to post a little bit more. You might have to post a little bit differently, but that you can get on one enrollment call a day. And if we all committed to that, right, that's 29 calls a day. Would we all enroll 29 people? No, I mean, of course not. But what if we all enrolled 5 people in the month of February? I mean, just imagine what that does for the business, the new blood, the new excitement, the volume, the cycles, the PIBs, the new consultants, everything that starts to happen. If we could get 10 people a month, I know Eric Rohr used to do this, 20 people in 30 days. That's how you brought in a new class and new excitement. But for us to say we all can do one enrollment comment a day for the entire month, then we have some prizes are slightly different for Team Win and Dreamers in Action. They're both posted in the group for the people who are participating and for the people that are enrolling. And so I want you to grab an accountability partner, someone that you can check in with and just say, hey, did you do your call today? Whether you got to schedule it in the morning or lunchtime or bedtime, whatever that is, to just message someone. And you guys, I think the messages that are just super short and super fun and super kind of curiosity based are the are the best, and you can send all this information and then try to get them on the pack. And people are like, oh, I'm busy. Can we do it tomorrow? But if I were just to message Yvette and say, girlfriend, you are like the most perfect person to do what I do. I'd love to chat with you. Are you free tonight? Can I call you on my way home from work? Right? Keep it short, keep it lighthearted. She's going to be like, oh my gosh, I'm the perfect person to do what? Yeah, sure. Or she'll be like, hey, I have gymnastics for my daughter tonight. Can I call you on my lunch break? But if you send out just a few messages, the time that maybe you do your birthday messages or something else, you just go after your dream team and you say, hey, I've got something that I really want you to take a look at. I respect your opinion. If you're open, can you hop on the phone for just a few minutes tonight? And imagine with those calls. And then I know what so many people are saying is, well, what do I do once I'm on the call? Right. And if you guys have that question, put an emoji in the chat, because I had a bunch of girls today that I was like, are you in? And they go, okay, what do I do once they get on the phone with me? Are you going to do all these calls with me? Here's the format, is to ask a couple questions about them, like, how is 2024 going for you? What are you working towards? Are you fulfilled in your job? Are you a 10 out of 10 with your health? Like something that they can tell you. And then you can say, if it's okay, I'd love to tell you a little bit about me. Right. And this is where you tell your story or kind of what you're up to. And then it's what's in it for them. And so the calls can be super, super short, right? Like if I was on the phone with Laura, I'd be like, how's it going? She's like, oh my gosh, I, got certified in spin. I'm doing this and I got a new puppy. And I'd be like, cool, how are the kids? And she's like, oh, we still are paying for college. And she would tell me some things, right? And I would say, well, hey, I wanted to reach out to you. I don't know if you know what I'm up to. I've been in health and wellness, fell into this accidental business. It's changed my life tenfold. I know how passionate you are about health and wellness. And I just keep thinking that these products are going to level up your own goals, but so that you have this reach of people that are probably just desperate to sleep better, feel better, lose some weight, have more energy. And if you're open to taking a look, I'd love to send you some information. I think you could really make a difference in your community, right? And that's it. And then she's gonna be like, oh my gosh, tell me more, send me this. And then we're back into PVC. We're doing group messages and three-way messages. That it does not have to be a lot of information. It's about excitement, it's about enthusiasm, and it's about passion. And then you guys are going to win prizes, cash prizes, like so many fun things, because we're all about giving back. So you're not going to hear us not talking about February Frenzy all throughout the month. We've got some amazing guest speakers lined up. I will just drop a couple in here. We have Michael Bogart from Belgium, who's going to be doing one of our team calls. We have Dr. Paul Arcerio doing a team call. We've got Katie Martin doing a team call. I mean, we've got some amazing, amazing people lined up for you that I just want you guys to commit to showing up, bringing people on, continuing to just train our teams and create the duplication, that remembering that the momentum of quarter one is what is really, really the most important launch pad for the entire year. And so we're just wrapping up the January commission month. You guys have done amazing. Seeing the rank advancements, seeing the enrollments, it's just the tippity top of the iceberg of where both these teams are going. So have a great night, you guys. Let's kick off February Frenzy with a beast, and we'll see you in a week. Good night.
Good night.